Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, I wanted to go over some of the latest LCS rumors and some news and stuff that has already kind of gone down and been made official. Some things obviously aren't big enough for their own videos in and of themselves, so we'll be going over some of those. But the last thing I want to talk about is actually a really big new revelation that could give us an idea of one of the top 4 LCS teams potentially making some changes into the summer, but maybe just even an idea of what their plan is later on down the road as well. But first, a word from today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. It's a website, it's an app store, Google Play Store. You can get it anywhere. And all you got to do is pick your favorite stars, choose your over-under, and watch your players win. And obviously, they have LOL Esports, LEC, LCS, EU Masters, MSI, everything you could possibly want or need. Some of the picks I'm looking at making, for example, this is how simple it is. Like, I just pick, some players, Lucker, Aka. I think two really good choices are Lucker over 7.5 projected kills in the first 3 matches against LDLC, and Aka under 15.5 kills in the first 3 maps against AGO Rogue. We'll have to see if those picks hit. I don't know, but if you guys want to make some picks of your own, definitely check out the first link in the description below. And Prize Picks is going to match your first deposit for new users up to $100. It's an awesome deal. Thank you so much to Prize Picks for supporting me, and hopefully you guys go check them out and support them. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So this is from a recent LEC Wooloo live stream where he was just kind of mapping out all the different changes, all the different rumors, everything that is going on. And so I kind of just want to go left to right. We'll talk about what's going on. And again, we're going to end with 100 Thieves because that's where stuff really starts to get potentially spicy. So TSM, this is what he's been talking about. He says Huni, Spica, Maple, Tactical, Mia. Nothing too surprising there. This is what he thinks going down. Obviously, we heard, I think that Yursan is going to be put on the TSM reserves. It sounds like he's going to be going back home. So Shenny is going to be the starting academy support. And you have to assume he's going to be potentially called up at some point, or at least, fighting for that starting position at some point for TSM. It sounds like, Wooloo says it's really hard to get rumors and stuff for TSM, so he doesn't have a ton of news or anything there. So who knows exactly how it's going to go down, but I would maybe say not a 6-man roster, but don't be surprised at all if Shenny gets some, get some games in the summer split at some point, especially if stuff starts going bad for TSM. With C9, he says Fudge, Blabber, Jensen, Berserker. He says he doesn't know if Sven is done yet. He says it's possible C9 could still be looking at some potential Korean supports to pair with Berserker. That's not what I've heard. I've heard that Sven support is done or pretty damn close to it. I don't know. Wooloo doesn't say that Sven's not done. He just says he's not sure, that he hasn't been able to 100% confirm it or finalize it yet. I don't know. There's been tons of sources that have finalized Sven support, so I would still say there's a very good chance, at least at the time I'm recording this, of Sven support being the move, but maybe potentially not, but I think it will get done. He says TL, he just leaves open here, but he says he hasn't confirmed with Team Liquid that they're not making any changes, but he says he hasn't heard any rumors about any of the TL players either, so he thinks they'll be staying the same. Dig, he did say, obviously, the Fate God is already out in the top lane. River Blue should be staying. He says maybe Neo could be sold off or bench or something like that. And then he has Biofrost in there, but Biofrost actually tonight, at least tonight that I'm recording this video, tweeted out like a sad face or something like that. So maybe Dig has more changes than maybe even Wooloo expected. The stream's a couple days old at this point as well. So, maybe Dig's going to have some different things going on. Who knows for sure. EG, he says he doesn't expect any changes there. IMT, stuff gets kind of spicy. He says Revenge could get replaced in the top lane. They're looking for a new jungler. Xerxes is going to Astralis, PoE and Ignar. And then the news, this actually was a tweet from a little bit ago that Immortals is going to be going with Lost as AD carry. They bought him out from Golden Guardian. So that is kind of interesting. And that leads us to another thing over here. Let me fly myself on over to the other side. FlyQuest, Kumo, Jose Diodo, Takoi, Aframu, maybe Johnson getting benched, maybe Johnson getting sold off. Like maybe Immortals was looking at Johnson, maybe Immortals was looking at Neo too. I don't know. Now that they've gone with Lost, I assume that Neo's going to stay put and Johnson's going to stay put, but who knows? CLG, he says maybe a new top laner for them, which wouldn't surprise me because I really don't think Jenkins was that good, and I don't think many other people thought he was that good. Who knows if Dignitas could be going with Tenacity. Who knows if CLG could be going with Tenacity? I think it'd be cool to see. Also, Biofrost, if Biofrost does get benched, maybe Dignitas could go with Ayla. Who knows? But other than that, don't really expect any other changes from CLG. Golden Guardian starts to get a little bit interesting. He says Licorice. He says Pride Stalker. He actually says he heard Ole could be getting his green card and becoming a resident, which would open up an import slot for Golden Guardians, which he then says could lead to them going with a potential import either at AD carry or in the mid lane, which I believe he said would be Korean options. I don't know that for sure. That I could be wrong there, but for sure he said they could be looking at imports at mid or AD carry. But again, if they sold off Lost to Immortals, which it seems like they did, then they could have an import AD carry coming in. And I don't know who that is going to be, but that's going to be interesting to find out. And again, if they've sold off Lost, they must have the other guy lined up. I don't think they would sell off Lost before they knew who their replacement AD carry is going to be. But that also could give us some insight into the fact that, hey, maybe Ole already has his green card. Maybe it's really close to getting done. Or maybe they're going to throw us a curveball and go with the resident AD carry and Ole's not going to get his green card. I don't know. But I thought that was a pretty spicy rumor. But then here at the end, the spiciest thing is leaving 100 Thieves blank. And he left TL blank because he's like, hey, I don't really know. I don't think they're going to be making any changes. Who knows? That's not what he said about 100 Thieves. He said 100 Thieves could be considering some changes. He doesn't say that 100 Thieves is making changes, but he says they could be considering them is what he has heard. I believe, and I didn't hear this part. Somebody told me this part. I tried to watch most of the stream, but I was a little bit busy. You know, I'm in the midst of moving right now and changing jobs. I have a lot of stuff going on, and it was just a busy day where I couldn't watch Wooloo stream for like 2 hours straight. But somebody told me, he says that he heard there's maybe some issues going on inside of the 100 Thieves team. So people started speculating and thinking about that, like, hey, what could that be? Now, we know that Closer and Abbedagge seem to be pretty good friends, seem to have a good relationship. It seems like FBI and Huhi are pretty good friends and have a good relationship. It doesn't really seem like anyone would be too upset with Someday. You know, he kind of just plays whatever. He's also coming off a really, really good split. So where could the issues be? And then some of the speculation and stuff I heard was, I mean, maybe there's an issue in the bot lane. Maybe FBI and Huhi are having some issues, but maybe Closer is having issues with somebody. Maybe Closer and FBI. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe FBI and Huhi. Maybe Closer in the bot lane. Maybe something's going on where 100 Thieves could have to be considering some issues. Again, they just got 3-0'd in the finals. And last split in the summer, yes, they won the title, but it was out of the losers bracket. You know, it wasn't like they were for sure the most dominant team in the world. And yes, they won 3 games at Worlds last year, but they were in a group with the minor region where they got kind of 2 free wins, for lack of a better word. I don't know. I think this 100 Thieves team has been kind of overrated for a while, and I've been saying that they should maybe at least consider making some changes. But again, Wooloo is hinting at the fact that those changes could be happening. Now, it's also possible that they sell off Tenacity, that he ends up at some team. I don't know how likely it is at this point, but I don't think the change is like Tenacity for Someday. I don't think that's it. It sounds like there could be some changes happening somewhere else. Now, I don't think Abbedagge has been that good, so I wouldn't be, opposed to some mid lane changes happening. I could see them maybe making a change in the jungle. It would be crazy, but it's possible. Maybe they make a change at support. Again, it's crazy, but it's possible. I don't know, but Wooloo was not very specific, and he wasn't very specific because it sounds like it's an ongoing situation. It sounds like no one really knows what's going on yet, and I'm just kind of thinking back to last year when 100 Thieves brought in Abbedagge between spring and summer. There was all these different kinds of rumors about, like, oh, maybe Niski's going to 100 Thieves, maybe all these, and then Abbedagge kind of came out of nowhere. So I don't know if it's hard to get info or rumors or whatever from 100 Thieves, if they're pretty tight-lipped, if it's kind of difficult. I don't know, but to me, it's just kind of weird that we haven't heard many names. We haven't heard many things coming out of that camp. We haven't heard what is going on. And I think a lot of people just kind of didn't expect them to make changes. They won a title. They brought back the exact same lineup. That doesn't happen very often. But now they didn't win the title. Now they got 3-0'd. They're not going to MSI. They were the favorites in that final. And maybe there's some issues going on behind the scenes. Again, I really don't have a great idea for who it could be. I thought 100 Thieves Jensen could have been cool. I don't really know who great options are in the jungle. Like maybe 100 Thieves Spica, but that wouldn't be until in the offseason. As far as supports go, like who's a great support that's available? Again, Core JJ is going to be a free agent, but that wouldn't be until the offseason. I don't know who 100 Thieves would just be able to get in between spring and summer that would be an upgrade. But again, if two players are really butting heads and saying, hey, I'm not going to play with this guy, then maybe they'll have to make a change that's not necessarily an upgrade. They have Kenvy in Academy who could come up. They have Busio in Academy who could come up. Their Academy mid's not Ryoma. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but just kind of spicy and kind of interesting that Wooloo's even throwing out that idea that 100 Thieves could be making some changes. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think 100 Thieves is going to make a change? Do you think they should make a change? And if they did, who would it even be? Who would be getting replaced? Who would be coming in? I don't know. Usually I have at least some kind of an idea for you guys, but I really don't today. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Consider checking out Prize Picks. First link in the description below. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.